Nicki just unleashed a storm of curses on Beyoncé and Megan after they allegedly teamed up to get her blackballed and hit with a $5 million lawsuit. This all comes after reports surfaced that Roc Nation pulled some strings to have Nicki removed as the host of this year's VMAs and replaced her with Megan just weeks before the show was set to air. As if that embarrassment wasn't enough, she was slapped with a lawsuit the very same day she was dropped from hosting the VMAs. Word on the street is that Beyoncé and the entire Roc Nation squad were behind the whole thing. Allegedly, this is just the beginning of a calculated plan by Roc Nation to sabotage Nicki's career and have Megan scoop up every opportunity that was meant for Nicki. What's even crazier is that Nicki actually hinted last year that Beyoncé and Roc Nation were playing dirty games behind the scenes to ruin her career, but most people brushed it off as her just ranting, until now, when all this tea came spilling out. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the ongoing silent beef between Nicki, Beyoncé, and Roc Nation, get ready, because it's been simmering behind the scenes for a while, and Nicki is finally calling it all out. If you remember earlier this year when Nicki was beefing with Megan, she dragged Roc Nation and Jay-Z into her rants and accused them of spending millions to wipe her out of the picture so they could push Megan as the new face of female rap.
If that Roc Nation brunch got you feeling like you could talk about my family, and I have a 3-year-old innocent child, have had my home swatted twice with drawn, they magically, no one seemed to find the person.
Nicki also took to Twitter where she directly name-dropped Jay-Z and Roc Nation's CEO Desiree Perez, accusing them of pouring money into Megan's career with the intention of destroying hers so Megan could take her spot. She wrote that in her next song, she would dive into all the people Desiree allegedly fired for unexplained reasons, and hinted at several other things, saying many people were blindsided and hurt by her. Nicki claimed Desiree was so obsessed with replacing her that she was willing to go broke trying, ending the post with "Fix It Jesus" and "G Goodfoot." In another tweet, she clapped back at a Roc Nation post about Megan, saying, "Spending so much money, but she's the little broke independent artist. Des, you gotta let it go, baby. The world knows she's trash and can't rap. Stop effing trying to make fetch happen." Bigfoot, I just dropped a song with no promo, no video, and it's already charting. People also pointed out that even before the Megan drama exploded, Nicki had already accused Jay-Z and Roc Nation of trying to sabotage her. She went off on popular hip-hop journalist Elliott Wilson after he criticized her appearance on a live stream with Kai Cenat to promote her new album. She tweeted, "Elliott, if you'd get Jay-Z's DK out of your mouth for 1 second, maybe you'd be able to support newcomers. Isn't that how y'all tried to ruin my image? By saying I don't welcome new girls in? I did songs with all of them though. So why? Why can't you be happy for a young black man like Kai?" Nicki's tweets have once again stirred major conversation online, and fans are calling out what they believe to be a coordinated industry takedown attempt.
And you both disrespecting me, idiot Wilson. All of y'all, for some reason, when y'all are around certain people, y'all feel that y'all have this power. Why? When y'all have an affiliation to Jay-Z in some sort of way, y'all be thinking that y'all can disrespect and violate.
It turns out the real reason Nicki was so furious with Desiree Perez, Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and the entire Roc Nation team is because they've allegedly been working overtime to make Megan the new it girl of female rap and push Nicki out of her spot. For those who don't know, Nicki hosted the VMAs in both 2022 and 2023, and during those years, the viewership reportedly rose by 37%. However, according to Nicki, some key players in the industry, specifically Roc Nation, weren't too thrilled about the VMAs giving her such a major platform and making her the focal point of the event. Nicki also revealed that she faced pressure not to perform her track Red Ruby Da Sleaze, which many saw as a diss aimed at Megan, but she decided to perform it anyway. And that decision infuriated Roc Nation even more. To make matters worse, Megan was in the building during Nicki's performance, which made the situation all the more awkward and embarrassing for her, and Roc Nation apparently didn't take kindly to it. Nicki didn't hold back either. She was bold enough to address all this drama directly on stage during the VMAs, telling the audience that people had been making calls to the executives trying to sabotage her. But she made it clear she wasn't going to back down, and she performed her song anyway. This level of defiance reportedly added fuel to the fire between Nicki and Roc Nation, and fans are now pointing to this moment as one of the major turning points in the ongoing silent war between Nicki and the powers that be. The VMAs, which were supposed to be a celebratory moment for her, ended up exposing just how deep the industry tension had become. And Nicki made sure the world knew she wasn't going to be silenced. Roc Nation wasn't bluffing when they made those slick threats last year, because look what happened. Nicki was lined up to host the BMAs for the third year straight, especially with the show happening right in her backyard, Queens, New York. But just weeks before the big night, she was abruptly kicked to the curb and swapped out for none other than Megan. And the drama? Oh, it was thick. The popular industry insider Twitter page, Keeping the Culture Alive, spilled the tea a whole week before Megan was even announced, meaning this switcheroo wasn't sudden, it was a chess move. Clearly, there was serious backdoor beef between Nicki and Roc Nation, and guess who walked away with the win? Yep, Roc Nation backed by Beyoncé and Jay-Z themselves. According to The Insider, Desiree Perez straight up told BMA producers that Beyoncé wouldn't show face unless Nicki was dropped and Meg was slid in. Let that sink in. They even posted, BMA debacle. Desiree Perez told MTV if Nicki does Red Ruby at the VMAs, it's going to be a problem. Let's not forget Nicki herself hinted at this last year during her VMAs monologue, when she mentioned phone calls being made behind the scenes trying to sabotage her. Now Des allegedly demanded Megan host the 2024 VMAs instead, just so Nicki wouldn't be the spotlight in her own city. Beyoncé was the pressure point. Either they bend or Queen Bee stays home. For some, it's deja vu, because all shady roads seem to lead back to Roc Nation. But hold on, it gets even nastier. Right in the middle of all this chaos, Nicki got slapped with a $5 million lawsuit by a fan named Tamir Peak, who claims she humiliated him by calling him one sandwich short of a picnic. According to him, Nicki branded him a mole during her hate train era and lured him to her hotel just to clown him on IG Live in front of 100K people. He also claimed that Nicki's husband, Kenneth Petty, physically attacked him at a 2020 Super Bowl party, something he DM'd Nicki about, but she allegedly brushed it off. Then a few months ago, Tamir says she name-dropped him again on Stationhead, labeling him a stalker and mocking him with that same sandwich jab, which led to fan attacks. Nicki's lawyer wasn't having it. He told TMZ it was nothing more than a messy cash grab, saying Tamir had been obsessively chasing Nicki on social media for years with zero success. And it didn't stop there. He backed it up with receipts, including disturbing tweets from Tamir, where he allegedly asked Nicki to make an OnlyFans account for her 2-month-old son. Yes, you read that right. He also kept calling her baby his nephew, and talked about pulling up for a play date like it was totally normal. This man clearly thought he and Nicki were besties. To top it off, there's actual footage of him rolling up on Nicki with some barbs, and she instantly clocked who he was, then confronted him right on the spot for constantly running his mouth about her. Not only that, but Tamir reportedly attended 15 different shows on Nicki's Pink Friday Sue tour. Yes, 15, and was even caught on video standing outside the arena with other barbs for hours, just waiting for Nicki's car to pull out of the building. Now, if that isn't stalker behavior, I honestly don't know what is. And the reason I'm even bringing this up is because word on the street is that Roc Nation is allegedly behind the scenes stirring this mess, especially after people noticed that Roc Nation was following Tamir on Instagram. That right there had folks fuming because it made it crystal clear. Nicki wasn't just being paranoid when she said the industry was out to sabotage her. Some fans are now urging her to keep a little more distance from her supporters, saying her being so accessible gives shady forces like Roc Nation the perfect setup to allegedly twist situations like this and drag her through the mud. One person commented, "Nicki is way too accessible. Some fans are so unhinged that if they get upset with her, they take it personally and seek revenge." And honestly, that might be exactly what's going on with Tamir. He could be lashing out because he no longer has that close access to Nicki like some of his friends still do. Another person added, "Please explain to me why Roc Nation is following the man who's suing her. I can't. They need to focus on Megan and the other artists instead of throwing money at trying to take Nicki down." But now, I want to hear your thoughts. What do y'all think about Beyoncé allowing Roc Nation to allegedly go after Nicki like this? Do you think Nicki is really being targeted by the industry? Drop your opinions in the comments below, and don't forget to click right here to watch this other messy video, because trust me, it's tea you do not want to miss.